out of their day. This is, and I know we were just up here a couple weeks ago, and I promise no eggs this time. But I just want to thank everyone for coming out.
Promise the same.
Hopefully nobody held on to the ones from last time. But today's a big day. Today is the day where I share with you all the work that, not just marketing, but input from sales, lending team, member care, the FSCs. I put into our brand new website. Before I get into the new site, though, I wanted to take a minute and share sort of where we've been. In 2007, I started in 06. In 2007, this was our website, and this was a new website. We designed it. And I'm going to go back to this phrase often, but at the time, it was exactly what we wanted. 2009 to 2011 went through a minor refresh, but still same sort of colors, or I'm sorry, same sort of layout, different colors. Same house, different look, that's what we call it. But again, at the time, it was what we wanted. 2011, this is what you see today, actually, 2011 through 2014, our website today. 3 years ago, and the reason I'm going through this, Sean mentioned it last time, it's been 3 years since we've done this. 3 years ago, at the time, it was what we wanted. So where are we now moving forward? My buddy LeBron here, in 2004, at the time, take a look at his uniform. It was heavy, it was dense, it was bulky. But at the time, that equaled quality. There was a lot to it. When the players wore it, they thought, wow, this is something. This is a pro uniform. That's how our website was. At the time, a lot of pages, a lot of content meant, wow, these folks really have it together. That's where we were in 2007. Again, at the time, this is where LeBron was in 2004. Now about 40 pounds heavier. All muscle. You can see him today. The uniforms that the NBA wears today are 30% lighter than the uniforms that they were wearing in 2004. It was a conscious effort done by the manufacturer. They figured out that making things lighter and more streamlined and fit better created a faster player, created a better player. They were able to be more agile, more nimble, faster. That's where we're at today. Our new website, in 3 words, is lean, quick, and responsive. And I'm going to get into that term. You hear that term again. I'm going to get into what responsive means in a second. But this is going to directly equate to a better online experience, welcoming folks into what we're calling our online community. So there's going to be 4 parts that I'm going to discuss, and then we'll move into the big unveil. But the first part is a visually more appealing site that's in stark contrast to what you see today. I talked about simplified navigation. Our website, just like LeBron's jersey, is significantly lighter, to the tune of 53% actually. We have 192 pages on our website today. And I'm not counting some of them. We have partner pages that we keep in the background that not too many people visit. I didn't even count them. And we're still at 192. Today we're at 90. That's a 53% decrease. We have built-in efficiency, 2 clicks or less to get wherever you're going. We have a new solutions-based navigation system. Again, I'm going to show you everything here, but I wanted to set the stage before we dive into it. It's an alternative experience for members who want something a little different in how they get to where they're going, truly based on solutions. And we're very proud to announce, finally, Financial Wellness U. It's a revamped educational offering. We worked with sales. We worked with Umber's team as well to develop a full revamp. A revamp is actually a mild way of putting it, a complete redo even, of our financial wellness educational offering. Continuing on, mobile account access and payments. I use the word responsive. That's an industry term. In the basic form of terms, it takes what's good for a PC and makes it good for an iPhone, makes it good for a Droid, makes it good for an iPad. And I'll give you an example of how we do that later on when we do the unveil. Again, the idea is to create a consistent experience. So when you're in our community, no matter if you're on your PC or on your mobile device, you're still experiencing the same experience. Instant gratification. This is another big one. We have a get started experience, we're calling it, which is the simplest way to date to either open an account or get a loan, and I'll show you what that means in a second. We use the term OFlows, Meridian Link. You won't see those on our website. We call it, like I said, the Get Started experience. That's the portal by which members either open an account, start a new membership, or apply for a loan. And I do want to pause, and I think we should give Amy and Linda a round of applause for all the work they've done with getting half of the Get Started experience, I won't refer to it by the other name, up and running. And then really our conditions for success for this, why did we put that in there? The fact of the matter is we were averaging about 30 membership apps coming in through the old portal. Our goal will be to increase that. And due to the seasonality of loan applications, we saw it married to what we see coming in on a monthly basis. But again, we're going to work with our friends in sales and lending to find a metric that we can judge and measure the success of those two channels. And then finally, the new community is going to be based on education and engagement. The New Age water cooler of 2014 is LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We've integrated those tools, those social tools, into our website like never before. And we're actually one of the few, if not, I would say under 1% of Digital Insights clients to take this step. I know it's mentioned a couple times, guys, what's going on with the website? It's taken a while. The fact of the matter is we were pushing DI in ways that I'll venture to say they weren't exactly comfortable with. They didn't, they weren't sure themselves, but we pushed them to implement features to the site that they were not used to doing. Again, what I like to call converse, socialize, and learn. The opportunity to welcome members into our community, and get them talking, get them excited, acquire brand ambassadors, folks who are willing to go out into the social space, not just, because the social space today is just as important as the mall or the grocery store. Getting our message out there in those spaces is critically important. So, briefly, just to tie this up in a nice bow, the opportunity to define the future is now. What does that future look like? What is our desired state? Our desired state is a branchless environment. It's mobile, it's online, it's on the go, it's being what members need when they need us to be there. And again, I know I put this in here that it's not where we've been, but the reason I put the slides at the beginning is just to show everybody from a visual perspective. But it's really not about where we've been, it's about where we're going, where we're headed as an organization. The last time I did one of these unveils 3 years ago, I went back and looked at my PowerPoint and it said, this was the final piece. It was actually kind of unique, and one of the bullet points said, this is the final piece in our transformation. It's the inverse this time around. This is the start. This is day one of the rest of our online and mobile experience for members. So, as the French would say, without further ado. Ready?
Need a drum roll? Drum roll.
4, 3, 2, 1. There it is, folks. Now, this is, like I said, it's 90 pages, which is 53% lighter than our last version, but there's so much more to it. And what I want to do now is, now that I've set the stage, I want to go through each one of those that we just talked about and just show you exactly what it is I was referring to. So first, I talk about the a visual, more concise experience. And this branchless environment is really shown through this home page. They're able to do everything that they could do with the branch. They can open an account, they can get a loan, all throughout this top navigation, which is brand new. It's very direct. It's in the center. When you view it on your PC, you're going to see there's a bevel to it. It's very clear where members can add to their relationship. You'll notice online banking took a little bit of a shift. It's up in the top right. This is based on research that Digital Insight points to that says this is where folks are going to now for their login experience. And you'll see our ATM locator, conveniently located at the top. Not much difference there. Along the top here, our top navigation, much more streamlined. We took a couple cues from some feedback, and we found that even employees were saying, guys, I don't know where your stuff is. I don't know where this product is. We had 3 pages for iPhone, iPad, The idea is to get everything condensed, and we took a cue from a couple of the, and I'll say it. We looked at Capital One 360. We looked at B of A. The stuff they're doing in the mobile space, the tight copy, the clean presentation, those are all transferable to us, and those are cues we can take, we can take cues from. Deposits, loans, convenience, a mobile suite, financial wellness U, which I'll get to, and just some basic contact information. And that's the top navigation. The alternative navigation I spoke to, this has had a couple of names, but it's really a solutions-based navigation system. I'm not sure if you can read them, but there's 5 areas that members can click to if they're not interested in using the traditional navigation. Maybe they have something that's a little more needs-based, and I'll pull down one of these just to show you. Simplify. I want to simplify through convenience. And I'll read these because I know it might be tough to read. Compare S3 checking. Locate 70,000 no surcharge ATMs. Gain control of my accounts. Pay anyone, anytime. And organize my finances. Each one of those goes to an identical page that would be through the basic navigation. So obviously, where would pay anyone, anytime go? They would take a stab. Bill payment. So instead of saying bill payment, you use phrasing and terminology that aligns better to what people may be looking for. And based on the research we've done, folks are gravitating toward that a little more because it's all about solutions. It's all about financial wellness outcomes that they're interested in exploring. I won't go through all these, but I'll show you just how you can navigate through them. And as you can see, you just kind of shift through, and then when you're done, you click it, and it tightens back up. The next stage is the mobile responsiveness, which I spoke to. Previously, our site wouldn't be optimized for mobile devices. I want to show you something here. I want you to watch what happens to our needs-based navigation buttons as I shrink the size of this. That's your mobile phone. That's your iPhone. So when you go to view the website on your phone, everything repositions. So you can access it much more smoothly, and you can still get the experience. Again, the consistent experience is something we were going for. You wouldn't get that with the current site. You'd have to scroll to the left. You'd have to scroll to the right, up, down, top, bottom. And then you can get that experience here. So even if you want to show members, you can share your screen and show them. You bring it back, and it goes back right to where it was. Our friend McClever, as Sean mentioned, got a nice little facelift up in the top left-hand corner. He's looking svelte. He's looking clean, like the rest of our site.
He still looks like Catman.
He still looks like Catman. Did you hear that, Catman, in the back? I do. Who is more wise, McClever or Cathy Ann?
Who's going to need an escort to their car?
Yeah. Well, thankfully it's still light out. I'll be okay, I think.
I was referring to the body of knowledge.
Oh, the body of knowledge. Okay. Okay. That's true. And then, like I said, just to get started section, I want to reiterate this. The messaging. It's not an O-Flows. It's not Meridian Link. So when a member applies for membership, they're not going to O-Flows. They're going to our Get Started experience. So that's part of that third tier, that instant gratification section that I spoke to earlier. Members can get exactly what they need when they need it. And finally, the increased education and engagement. Something we're very proud of is the Twitter component and the Facebook component, which was on our site previously, but very minimally. It was at the top. It was a little icon about the size of a dime. Now it's much more prominent. It couldn't be what we call above the fold here because things we do have to prioritize. But this is big. This allows our members to go to our Facebook page, go to our LinkedIn page, go to Twitter, go to YouTube, and also interact directly with us in Twitter. So let me show you what I mean. This is a live feed, by the way. There's a very minimal delay, hour at most. So when someone tweets, or when we tweet, we're tweeting, when we tweet, it goes up on our site. Someone would say, oh, cool, they have Twitter. We don't have to tell them we have Twitter. So let's say I wanted to tweet and say, at McGraw-Hill, great job. You know, keep it up. I can tweet that, and it goes, and the software is built so that it recognizes that I'm logged into Twitter, my MHFCU Rob, if I was logged in, which I'm not. It knows I'm logged in, I don't have to log in again, and as you can see, I'm not logged in, so it's prompting me to. It's all connected, and that's really the beauty of it. The second half of this is within our product pages, and this is something that we really pushed into, or I'm sorry, Digital Insight. Let's go to our mobile solutions page. This page is kind of neat. We have our mobile solutions video at the top. And I'm not logged into Facebook right now, but if I were, my picture would come up here. And I'd be able to comment just as I did with Twitter. Hey guys, great job at McGraw-Hill Credit Union. Or I could send that to a friend's wall. Let's say I had a buddy who was like, oh, God, yeah, I can't never find a good mobile app I like. Hey, and then, you know, Kevin, check out McGraw-Hill's mobile app. You'll love it. I could post to his wall. Or I could post to my wall just for a general, hey guys, hey friends, just had a great experience with the mobile app. It's another chance for us to engage with the member once they're in our community. And then once they do comment, we can comment back and keep the conversation going. Again, that whole water cooler mentality. It's not, they call it push and pull. We're not pushing out, or I'm sorry, we're not pulling responses from them. We're pushing out messages and taking them back. It's a back and forth. Ed, I know you had said that, I'm sorry.
I was just, could I chime in for a quick second? I was just going to say that the cool thing about this, as you're showing this to me, is that it actually takes us from being a place that people use as a resource to visit to an experience that they're actually going to stay at and visit more frequently, and it kind of concludes the whole 360, which I think is really cool, because when we were talking about putting 55 Water together in the Financial Wellness Center, a few of us, and I know Rob and Ed were there, we had an opportunity to check out different locales, and there was this gym in New York that had their Twitter page up on the wall as soon as you walked into the gym. And all it was just a big screen TV that just showed their Twitter feed. And it was insane how many people were literally in the gym working out, commenting on Twitter about their experience. And it's flashing right up on their website that they had on this screen. So I could see a 55 Water where we'd be able to actually have this sitting up because it's responsive. And people would be able to actually be part of that community.
They can tweet from their phone.
And tweet from that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that live? Because I just sent you a tweet.
Oh, you did? You sent a tweet or you sent a Facebook?
I sent a tweet.
Oh, you sent the tweet. Let's check. We talk about spring cleaning your finances, not 29 minutes ago. So I get there is a bit of a delay. So I'll get the exact delay on that.
Well, we're still in the test environment, and I know that DI mentioned that in the test environment, the social media area that doesn't perform exactly as well.
With millennials, though, this is exactly what we need to have.
Oh, for sure.
I think just to add on that, communications change. Social media itself, I mean, this is going to be a port for the community, our members, just to start coming through our site to communicate with not just us, but each other about us.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, people of Lad's age who are considered millennials don't
Yeah.
even use email anymore. I mean, it's all social media.
Right. Christy, you wanted to,
You can tag your friends, is that what you're saying?
you can tag your friends, yeah.
So you're essentially too, you're like creating your own community.
Right,
basically.
within our community, yeah. It's like your own sub-community, if you will.
So the sign cards, you can go word of mouth, can just go spread all over to everything.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter and everything, Facebook, you can
It's-
spread out through to everybody, word of mouth, and just get more people involved. And
Exactly.
see the brand.
And I think there's 2 points I'd like to make. You know, as we talk about the new community, think about what this organization was 10 years ago. In order to do business or to enter the community of the credit union, because really there was a branch infrastructure. And we're creating a community where the conversations are happening real time, virtual, and you're not only engaging us as part of your community, you're also others that are part of that environment. And that's the exciting part of this change is that we're getting to define what engagement should look like within the scope of the relationship with somebody that decides to become a member of the program.
Exactly. They're playing in our sandbox, so to speak, as opposed to us having to go out there and,
So
constantly.
that's also huge from a PD perspective, right? Because we can be out there and letting people know exactly where we're at. I mean, just by going to our website, I could be sitting upstairs, oh, they have an event downstairs, and then boom, I'm down there.
Right, but here was always a traditional challenge for us operating in the vertical from a business development perspective. And that was, how do we get our message out to the non-member populace within the employer-based space? To your point now, all the people that are there that have friended their coworkers or meeting with their coworkers or in that social engagement can now, see the dialogue that they create.
It just makes the world a smaller place. Based on these discussions, I just, started using Facebook, but it's just amazing, that you get these, you can reach out to classmates, old friends, and
Sure.
you just kind of find each other, and it makes it a smaller place. And now to have this community within the credit union space where members can talk with each other.
Exactly.
And credit unions.
I mean, when we had initially, talked about social media engagement, right? The first iteration was fear. Like, what's going to show up?
That was
real
me.
life? Didn't want to mention any names.
That was me.
The fear wasn't realized, and what was realized was that, especially during Hurricane Sandy, that there was engagement between members that was happening that didn't even involve us. They were talking to each other, hey, here's how to access, or here's what's going on, or keeping each other informed as part of their own community. And that gave us some real pause in looking at this, and the delivery here is to say, okay, how do we create that and do it in such a way that allows it to go forward and really build all this stuff?
Yeah, one of the things that really resonated with me was when a member had a question regarding our bill pay, and posed a pretty intricate question that we were on the back end. We were working with Kathy Ann's group to formulate a response. So we all were huddling up. We got the response, and we're ready to post to answer. We found that 3 other members had already gotten on and answered the question for us. And they did so in a much better way than we were planning on doing so. So to me, that is the true power of social media. And what I'm excited about is our Facebook page and our Twitter feed, our public website, the volume of individuals who go onto this site on a weekly, monthly basis, tens of thousands. So now we're pointing them in the direction of our integrated social experience. So we're going to keep on revisiting this. This is something that we're definitely going to need engagement with our staff. And we'll be leaning on you for your insights and your participation. So more detail on that in the coming weeks.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody, really, for those comments. Social's here, and it's an exciting time for sure. Finally, I did want to touch on Financial Wellness U. Again, this is the final piece of those 4 tiers I was speaking of earlier. Financial Wellness U. I don't know if anybody remembers, but with Balance and with the other educational offerings that we had on our page, the onus was on the member to go out into the sea of tutorials and videos and PDFs, pull down what they were looking for. We've made that significantly easier. Balance is, and I'll be the first to admit it, I didn't know what Balance was till about, I knew what Balance was, but I didn't know the depth and the breadth of what it was offering until about 6-8 months ago when I started diving in and collating all this stuff. It's pretty expansive, and Umar, we were joking around, we were about to go another route. We were about to purchase and subscribe to something else, another service, and we didn't realize, or I'll say I didn't realize what we had. And so when I did, I went up to Umar and said, listen, we don't have to buy anything, we have it. And that's when we decided to go this route. What we did was, Balance has a series of toolkits, which is a collection of tutorials, PDFs, videos. They put them all together based on topic. So if a member has, interested in car buying, there's a car buying toolkit. They don't go to the video section and scroll through videos to find a video on car buying. They go to the car buying section. If they want to protect themselves against identity theft, they go to the identity theft toolkit. Now, there were about 18 toolkits, and I realized that that was a bit too, even that was clunky. So what we did was we condensed them into 4 categories. We condensed all the toolkits down into 4: consumer education, deposits and checking, loans and real estate, and retirement planning. Consumer education is general consumer awareness, and I'll just give you, we'll just dive into this one. I won't go through them all. Cost cutting, credit report and score, identity theft, natural disaster, unemployment. We may not want to talk about these sort of things, but they're there for the membership, and that's what's critical. The one I do want to show you, we'll do a quick dive into, is the loans and real estate. The car buying one, this is launched the toolkit. The car buying one comes with a video. There's about 8 videos, and Bounce just started getting into the whole video realm. So they have about 8 now. They're going to be continuously adding to them. But the member
Welcome to your financial fitness
can pull up
minute.
an under
Getting
2-minute
ready to
video.
buy a car. When you think of buying a car, your first thoughts are likely about the size, gas mileage, color, and that new car smell. But to make sure you drive away happy, remember the 3 major financial elements of car buying. First, be clear on what you can afford. Look at your budget to see what monthly payment you can handle, bearing in mind any changes you may have in insurance, maintenance, and fuel costs. Plug your ideal monthly payment into an online car buying calculator to find out how much of a car you can afford, taking projected trade-in value or down payment money into account. Compare that to the car you want by checking the Kelley Blue Book website.
These
Or
are about,
Edmund.
this one's a minute 50. They're all generally around 2 minutes. But the other cool thing is if you scroll down the page, and this is on every page, there are PDFs, articles. All these are generally articles or PDFs, like I said, that they can open and click. There's also podcasts that they can click on. So you click podcast. Self-help modules, these are pretty cool. These are, chapter-based with a quiz at the end, similar to everybody's favorite. Cindy, help me out. Banker's Edge. And finally, there's a booklet that many of these toolkits come with that they can download. It's a PDF. And finally, they could always call us if they get through the first 3 or 4 things and they still decide they need to talk to somebody. They could contact us, of course. So, what does that mean with respect to Go Live? Well, like Ed shared.
Just, are you gonna go into one of the subpages to just show the basic?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me,
the recommendations section.
Yeah, let me go into to everybody's favorite S3 checking. Like we said earlier, social's got a big component here in the top as well, not just the commentary. You can open an account. This will go to OFloat, or not OFlows, the Get Started experience. You gotta put $1 in the OFlows jar. Financial Wellness U would go directly to the categories, so they could get immediate access to whatever they were looking for. And then recommendations. This is interesting as well. Prior, we had an area on the side that said in this section, and it would just list whatever other pages were in that part of the tree, so to speak, for the site map. A little clunky. These are other deposit products. So if you're in a checking, chances are you have an interest in savings, money markets, CDs, IRAs, and then you can also click our rates. It's intuitive in the sense that it's aligned with what they're looking at now. So similar to Amazon, if you buy Die Hard 1, it recommends Die Hard 2 and 3. If you're into Die Hard.
Wasn't sports related.
That's true.
I've never seen Die Hard.
Why did you bring it up?
As I said, if you're into Die Hard, which I'm not.
Rocky?
Yes,
I was gonna say you look more Rocky.
Maybe